Welcome my constant reader friends. I'm Tad and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. Alright, so we're halfway through August and I'm finally getting around to doing my first reading update for Garb August. Yep, finally. First, let me get through a little reading update. Of course, still continuing with Preacher. You will be seeing the next installment from the marvelous team up with me and Graz from the GKBC, and our next installment of Preacher. We're on book 3 this week, coming up this week. So stay tuned for that. Also, as you know, I mentioned this already. I did finish Sister of Starlit Seas by Terry Brooks. I just saw a text from Terry Brooks that he has finished his next Shannara story, and he's already delivered it to Del Rey, his publishers, so we should be seeing that coming up shortly. Can't wait for that. But this is the third in a trilogy. I'll probably do a discussion about this next month. Already done, but I got to get Garb August started. Finally, I'd started it. Now, these are the books I'm going to be reading for Garb August, but I did finish the first one in the Elvis Presley book series, Kill Me Tender by Daniel Klein. Awesome. Let me just go through this real quick, the numbers. They're calling it Elvis Presley #1. Like I said in my other video, there's actually 4 books. I've got 3 of them that I'm going to be reading for Garb August. And this one, #1, was published in January of 2000. It has 227 pages. And on Goodreads, it currently has a 3.59. I will tell you right off, I gave it 4 stars. So, let's start talking about it. Not a thick book, only 227 pages. Easy reading, but what is it? So, as it says on the front, a murder mystery featuring singing sleuth Elvis Presley. Yes, so Elvis Presley becomes like the detective solving mysteries, murder mysteries. So this is, what do they call this? A cozy murder mystery novel. That's exactly what it is. I didn't have a lot of high hopes for this, even though I've had several people make comments on my videos telling me that they enjoyed these books. So I kind of was looking forward to it because I'm a huge kind of Elvis fan. Elvis was huge in my family growing up. I remember the day he died and it was announced on the radio. I was going to an all-star baseball game. I was in the back seat of my buddy's father's Rambler station wagon, and it came over the radio while we were driving to this all-star game. And it was pretty devastating, actually, for me, because Elvis Presley is the reason I became a singer. Elvis Presley and Tom Jones. But yeah, huge in my family. My mother, my sister played his records day and night, constantly. But anyways, I was kind of interested in to see how they're going to make Elvis Presley this sleuth, right? This detective, solver of murder mysteries. And I was kind of trepidatious about it. I don't know. I mean, how are you going to make Elvis Presley a detective? I don't know. Well, let me tell you. Daniel Klein, he's amazing. This book was so fun. I'm so glad somebody suggested this in my comments. I'm so glad I started reading this. Again, I'm not one of those big, I'm not big into the cozy murder mystery novels. I don't read a lot of them, haven't in the past. But, man, it makes me this was so good. I can't even explain to you how nice it was to just sit back, relax, read this interesting, intriguing story. Not difficult to read. Not the best part, it's not over pretentious at all. Now, is it preachy? There is definitely some political leanings in this book, but by far, it's not one of those books that just tries to check off boxes. Graz, you hate this, I hate this. But yes, it is back during the time, right when Elvis got back from Germany, his stint in the army, you know, his newly returned to America, where he's a little disillusioned with the music industry and the fame that he's achieved and how it is affecting his life, his psyche, his mental health. He has started this courtship with Priscilla, but unfortunately, you out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. I do like how he touches on these political issues of this time, specifically race, I guess the wealth difference in America, how rich people get away with things other people don't, how white people, specifically white males, get away with things that people of color or of other nationalities. There's a man from China in here, there's a Korean. They talk about these issues, but he doesn't do it in a way that he's ramming it down your throat or forcing it. It's just expertly done as part of the story and a part of coloring the whole landscape of the time frame that we're in. So there is some colorful language in here. If you have, you know, some issues with, for instance, the N-word, it's used in this book. But again, there's LGBTQ in here. There's, of course, like I said, rich people, poor people, the wrong side of the tracks, this side of the track, not being able to go into, you know, white establishments if you're of, you know, any other color. I just like how he did it. There's issues in here of suicide. There's issues in here of, well, the murderer is trans. I hope I didn't give that away too much. I guess you won't, because you won't know who the murderer is until the very end, even though there's clues throughout, expertly done, like I said. But I didn't know who it was. I had thoughts of who it was. I wasn't right. Normally I am. You could see it coming from a mile away. I did not see it, even though after it was done, you saw the clues, the hints. Expertly done. It's just great. It's this story of Elvis, like I said, being kind of disillusioned with his life, kind of being depressed, and needing something different to rejuvenate him, make him, you know, I guess want to live. He already has started issues with eating disorders in this book, and maybe drug use in this book. Captain or Colonel Tom is horrible, of course, in this book. The hangers-on are in this book. Him just wanting to have maybe a normal life is in this book, but people constantly shoving a camera in his face or a microphone and just trying to leech off every single thing he does is in this book, and it's all expertly done. It's just part of this overarching story that he tells, so it's not ramming anything down your throat or checking boxes. It's basically a murder mystery. Some of his young fans, particularly in this case female fans that run Elvis Presley fan clubs, are mysteriously dying at very young ages due to cardiac arrests, but he doesn't feel that that's reasonable. He does some he starts these investigations with some friends, and they figure out that these young people are being poisoned. So he needs to find out who's killing these. There's been several. It's a serial killer type of thing, and kind of becoming personally attacking him for whatever reason. You'll find that out in the book. It was great. I had a great time, fun time reading it. 227 pages. I mean, I don't read fast, but I read this in 3 days. I can't wait to start the next one. I think I'm going to do Blue Suede Clues next, book 2 in the Elvis Presley series. If you have any inkling in just reading something, a cozy mystery, murder mystery, I suggest getting this book. This author, Daniel Klein, did an amazing job. He threw in all kinds of Elvis history, but morphed it in a way where it fit in this story. It's just great. You definitely know he knows Elvis really well, and the things that have happened in his life. He utilizes all. Elvis impersonators are in this book. It's actually really well. I'm very surprised at how much I enjoyed reading this book, and I think you will too if you have any desire. Just an easy book. You can get it cheap off like eBay or something like that for sure. All right. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please join me. I'm going to put #GarbAugust, of course, in the title of this book. Check out all the other authors that are doing GarbAugust this year. Please check out their videos. And if you like it, please please subscribe. Please give me comments. And until next time, peace out.